Another of the Office of Research Services training videos. This one is titled Using the ORS OU Research Report. In this one, I'm going to go in and show the various components of the OU Research Report. This report was essentially designed to allow a user to go in and query the sponsored research awards and proposal data in a variety of ways. We will take a look at that here in a moment. To access the report, it is accessible from the VPRP's website, or we could use this link directly. Link in your browser, you should see the university's single sign-on page. And after successfully logging in, then the report, the Power BI report, will be displayed. Due to the way browsers, the different way people can configure browsers, yours may look slightly different than what you see here. But the main components or pages are here on the left side: awards, proposals, and expenditures. We can see here we have award data from fiscal year 2012 all the way up to the current month of the current fiscal. And then next here we have some various ways to query the data and a couple of graphical representations. And then here at the bottom is tabular, the list of the data. Okay, let's say we wanted to look at awards from, let's just use NSF. When you type that in, it brings up some to select from, but we'll just go with the regular NSF one. When you do that, then it changes the data around displayed down here to reflect all awards by National Science Foundation. If you've entered a lot of one way to erase things or reset your view is just easily is to click on this little eraser right here in that box, and that'll change it all back. Okay, and we can do the same for all of these boxes. Let's go here and use computer science by selecting that. It changes the view to that. And now, this is what we wanted, all from 2012 to current for computer science. And if you wanted to save this data, the way to do that is to get the more options to show, the dots or ellipses right here. Click on that, and it'll bring up display a drop-down menu. And you can scroll down and select Export Data. And then there is basically, there's not really much you want to change here, and just simply click Export. And then depending on how your browser is configured, you could either open or save the file. And we'll just do a open, I guess. We can do that. And then, as you can see here, it brings up an Excel file with the data with the data set that you created from the report. Okay. Now this also, up here, this is a useful tip, is once you've been into this research report and leave it and then maybe come back a week or two later, you'll notice that it's saved your previous selections. So a way to get rid of that is right here on this top menu, you'll see this arrow, which typically has the yellow on it as well. You can click on that, and then it'll pop up and just do reset, and then that will reset everything back to the default view. Proposals page. Here we see the same amount of data is available, and the selection criteria again are the same, and it's just the page itself is just organized just a little bit differently. And as with the awards page, you can come in and let's say we want to look for computer science proposals this time. And now we see that everything's been adjusted to reflect only proposals that have been submitted with computer science faculty on as part of the research team. And again, as after you've gotten the data queried the way you would like, you can select more options, export data, and then export how you would like, either save or open with Excel. And again, we'll open it with Excel, and you can see it's essentially the same. And this is also proposals, just looking at the status column right here, that have been submitted. I mean, if it won't list any of your proposals that may be still in development or withdrawn or anything like that. Okay, and again, just like on the awards page, you can reset your view by clicking the eraser right there, or just coming up to the top and selecting this one. Now, the one advantage so we only have one criteria here in our 4 choices. If you had put computer science, certain sponsors, something like that, you'd have to go through and use the eraser on each one. But by coming up here, that's going to reset to the default. Okay. Expenditures page. Once again, simply select expenditures here. And as you can see, this page looks just a little bit different than the other two. The data for the awards and proposals comes from our electronic research administration software, Cayuse. The expenditures data comes from financial services here at OU, and so the data set is just a little bit different. As you can see on this one, we have data from 2006 to fiscal year 2020. We receive a file at the end of each fiscal, and that's when we would update this expenditures page. Okay, one little oddity about this page, about this data, is how the names were entered in the systems. I believe, let's see, it looks like here 2020, 2015, but I believe beginning in 2013 is when they switched to a full name as opposed to just a last name and initial. I'll show you that a little better. Let's look at PI here, Silva. As you can notice, when I type Silva in, it brings in all of it with the name Silva, with the word Silva in the name. But as you can notice, for Carol, it lists Carol, and then here is C. Silva, which is one and the same. So if you do, just keep that in mind. If you want a complete set for a certain faculty or researcher, you need to always select both, assuming if there are more than one. And by doing that, now you've got all the expenditures all the way from, well, looks like hers starts in 08 all the way up to 20. And again, it behaves the same. You can select the eraser to clear the selections, or again, if you'd like to export the data, you come over here, export, summarized, click export. We'll open this, see what we got. And again, it lists, and unfortunately, this also brings up another item. As you can see, there's many different departments here, so you'd have to be careful selecting the departments. If you do your query here by department, you'd have to take care in getting all of those departments in her list. Okay. Again, reset works the same. And that's that. And again, if you have any questions or trouble using the report, please feel free to reach out to me and I will get back with you and we will figure out what's going on. So thanks a lot.